Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Zenless on Zero video. If you guys are not aware, they have announced the next upcoming character, and that's going to be Hugo Vlad. Alright, so this is going to be a very cool, interesting character right here. So a bunch of things happen. They announced this character, they show off the skill, they didn't show off the skill kit, but they show off all of these details and stuff. And then a few hours later, this was pretty interesting, right? They said, we have collected some feedback from proxies and we are going to change his model. We're going to change how it looks. I'm not sure what that means. The adjusted model will be available in version 1.7. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, so let's first talk about Hugo Mockingbird. Now, he is going to be in the second half of version 1.7, I believe, and that's going to be alongside with Vivian. Now, obviously, if you can only pick one, that's probably going to be, it makes sense that you gotta decide between Vivian and Hugo right here, but this is going to be...
For the intrusion. I'm Hugo. Let's just say I'm something of a collector.
Alright. So I love the two-tone color right there, and this is the JP voice if you guys are curious. I think the JP and the EN voice is kind of the same, right? Like the tone is kind of the same, but of course it's a little bit different of how they speak and stuff. And in case you guys are curious what type he's going to be, as you can see, he will be an ice attacker. Now this is going to be very interesting. I'm sure you guys are aware right now, okay, if you look at the ice category characters. So she is pretty, it's not a she, it's a he. He is going to pretty much replace Alan Joe. Okay, so is this going to be a power creep? Is this going to be a direct power creep? Because we all know by now with Alan Joe, right? Miyabi sort of replaced her. And I'm sure you guys are aware that with Miyabi, yes, I think Miyabi is a bit different. So you can still have some sort of usage for Alan Joe to a certain extent. And I get that, right? But Hugo in this case, he is going to be a direct replacement. Alright, so you can see the symbol right there. Again, just for comparison, right? So ice attack, does this mean that we're going to have a, you know, Alan Joe is going to completely be phased out? That's going to be something to consider. Now for me personally, I am still leaning slightly towards Vivian, and I don't see why do I need to get another attacker ice character unless he really does, you know, have some insane potential that he can bring to the table, right? Also, one thing to consider is right now, if you look at this design, all right, so this is going to be what I believe players are complaining. One thing is his face. It seems like a little bit too long. At least that's what I've noticed or observed at first, right? If you compare to based on how he looks in the trailer, you can see his face is more puffy right here. This is during when he fought Lycoan in the latest trailer, right? If you guys haven't checked it out, but no, there's no story yet, so we're gonna wait for it and to see. I believe in the past these two know each other, so we'll need to know more in details for that. But you can see right here and here, the face definitely over here he seems much more bulky. I wouldn't say he's fat, but I would say he definitely is a little bit bulkier, right? And one more thing is also the waist seems a little bit too slim, right? Like he's very skinny. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way, but that looks awfully skinny. But maybe he'll have a different body type whatsoever. That is the two things that I've observed so far. Alright, so and also after scrolling down and reading through people's comments, hopefully with that they are mentioning it right here. Where is it? Where is the mention? Okay, so dear proxies, we've been paying close attention to all of your feedback and suggestions. Based on the feedback we've collected, we will be adjusting Agent Hugo's character model. The adjusted model will be available in version 1.7. Thank you for your feedback and continued support. You're making him even prettier? Alright, let's go. Let's go. A prettier Hugo for, you know, whoever is interested in gathering husbandos, right? Alright, so back to the meta then. So now that we know the characters ahead, we also have right now NB and whoever that's coming in, you know, Soldier Zero NB and stuff. What do you guys think, right? Because I feel like version 1.7 is going to be pretty interesting. For me, like I mentioned, I'm definitely leaning towards Vivian. Really check her out. She's an Ether anomaly. So in terms of meta, it makes sense to opt obtain an Ether Anomaly character than an Ice attacker, considering for me, like, I'm not sure about you guys as well. Probably some of you guys out there, you have already obtained Ellen Jo, and you have already built her, you have invested in her, and of course not to mention Miyabi. Of course Miyabi is going to be a bit different because she's much more of a Frost character, and she definitely is much more Anomaly built. But yeah, what do you guys think, right? For me personally, definitely for meta, I'm leaning towards Vivian. I do plan to obtain Soldier Zero NB because Pulchra banner is in there as well. So that's going to be my focus for now. I don't see the need to get Trigger. And I really don't think I can afford to, right? Because it's going to be NB, Soldier Zero NB, and then Trigger, and then Vivian right after. If I get Trigger, it's going to be so hard to obtain Vivian, which is the next one. And getting a Stunner Electric versus an Ether Anomaly, that's going to be beneficial. Ether Anomaly is going to be much more beneficial to my account. But hey, that's going to be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think. As per usual, subscribe, give this video a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.